Welcome back, everybody, and thank you for stopping in the Two-Handed Board Gaming. My name is David, and today we're going to be doing an unboxing of the Shadows of Brimstone hero pack that I have here, the Darkstone Shaman. Now, for those of you that aren't familiar with the, in my opinion, the most epic dungeon crawling board game of all time, let me tell you, you have come to the right channel, because we will be doing a lot of Shadows of Brimstone content. But for those that aren't familiar, Shadows of Brimstone is a dungeon crawling board game that I think originally came out in 2014. It was a Kickstarter. I unfortunately was not one of those folks that sort of jumped in initially, and I wish I had. But I have caught up with a plethora of expansions and base games for this system, and it is a massive one at that. So for example, the base game is set in a Western themed sort of Cthulhu-esque horror, landscape. There's various sort of Western character tropes. You'll see, anything from the gunfighter to the marshal to the preacher, to the saloon girl. These are just various characters that you'll find and can play in the board game. One of them that I have today is this Darkstone Shaman. Now, the Shadows of Brimstone is incredibly vast. It has multiple expansions that sort of transcend into other worlds. So your characters that start in a Western landscape might find themselves in an alien plane of sort of Martian, undead cosmonauts, or you might find yourself on sort of an icy plane full of fantastical robots that are there to sort of, destroy you. Most everything in this game is out to kill you, destroy you, eviscerate you, get rid of you. So no, but it is so incredibly fun. There is so many different things that you can get into. Like you can start your game in one world and jump through portals to various others, to sort of, anyway, you get the point. But today I am going to unbox for you the Shadows of Brimstone Darkstone Shaman hero pack. So without further ado, geez, I really went on a rant there. No, I don't mean to go on a rant. I just want everyone to be sort of aware of this amazing game. It is, expandable. I think most of these games, I think the base board game for Shadows of Brimstone can handle up to 6 players. You don't need someone to sort of run the game. The game runs itself. So I know some dungeon crawlers have sort of a adversarial mode where you're going against the another player that's controlling sort of the forces of it. This is not one of those. This game plays itself, which is amazing. It is a great solo game if you're interested in it. And I know I'm saying game. This is, again, just sort of this is just one aspect of it. This is literally one character out of many that you can play. So, all right. That's a mouthful. Let's get going. All right. So, I just recently got this in the mail. I've been waiting to sort of get into it, as we do when we have busy lives and jobs and families and etc. You get the point. So, the Darkstone Shaman, I think, has been around for a while, but it was sort of I think it was only available in resin, the miniature, that is. And I don't know if this was originally sort of available through the initial Kickstarter. I'm not too familiar. However, this is an all plastic kit, which I think, based on what I've seen and based on the works, and I'm sorry for not giving them credit, but Flying Frog Games is the maker, producer, creators of Shadows of Brimstone. And they have come a long way with their sculpts, with the crafting of their miniatures. And so let's see what this one holds for us today. Oh, let me show you the backside. So see if you can see that. Yeah, so this is the contents that we're going to get here. So not only is it one character, but you get alternate genders. So you'll get a male and a female version of the Darkstone Shaman. And then I believe part of the shaman's abilities is to sort of transmutate into various animal forms, I think. I could be wrong. I don't know yet. I mean, that's sort of the goal of this, is to find out. Anyway, so what comes with it? So you get a female Darkstone Shaman plastic miniature, a male Darkstone Shaman miniature, a bear form plastic miniature, a wolf form, a mouse form, and then you get, let's see, 3 30mm bases, 1 40mm base, 1 large hero character card, 29 game cards, good lord, 1 hero upgrade chart, and 1 die cut counter sheet. Awesome. And the artwork, as always with this particular game, is amazing and looks fantastic. Look at that. All right, let's get in. Well, first things first. Should we just dump? Yeah, we're just gonna, let's empty the contents here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Okay, contents are empty. We'll set this aside. That's good. So we can look at our sort of token sheet here, which looks pretty awesome. So these are, all right, so these are your tokens that would represent your character. A lot of times during Shadows of Brimstone, you may have to have sort of a random choice of who would be impacted by some sort of a negative event. And so every character comes with these counters, right? So, and then look, there's a little one for the little mouse. Isn't he cute? All right. And then, okay, so right here, this is most likely is going to be attributed to your sort of magic attribute or magic points that you can use for, I assume, spells. So that's, yeah. And then I assume some sort of summoning circle, but it looks really cool, right? So the artwork, I mean, this is really popping. So, all right, there we go. Okay, so we'll have the character sheet. We'll take a look at that in a second. Let's, and what I like about it is the fact they also give you sort of this is your sort of like your flyer for your hero. And I can kind of give you a quick summary here. So the Darkstone Shaman is a powerful spellcaster that uses magic of the Darkstone to bring the tribal spells to life. Each of the Darkstone Shaman's starting upgrade options focuses on one of 3 types of spirit magic, making her better at casting that type of spell and giving her a specific starting spell from that discipline. All right. And then the rules notes, sacred Darkstones. Darkstone Shaman believes Darkstone to be a sacred gift from the ancestral spirits. Because of this, they treat it with the utmost respect. Darkstone may not be removed from the Shaman's Darkstone satchel except to use for spell casting. Oh, sweet. And this only counts for Darkstone specifically placed in the satchel for safekeeping, as well as free Darkstone generated by this satchel at the start of each adventure. Awesome. And then it talks about your magic tokens. Darkstone Shaman wields powerful magic to protect their allies, bring ruin to their enemies, and become one of them with the spirit animals. And then magic tokens are a resource. Yep, so these are our resource tokens to cast her spirit spells or magic spells. The Shaman starts each adventure with magic tokens equal to their magic value. Okay, all magic tokens must be spent or recovered at the start of each turn. And then on the backside here, talks about 3 different disciplines for your spell. So you have battle magic, protection magic, and shape-shifting magic. Isn't that awesome? So, so that's the thing. Like, you can play this character, you know, for those that might not be, again, familiar with Shadows of Brimstone. There's a lot of variety. Even though you see this character right here, depending on some of the choices that you make at the beginning of the game, sort of can alter and specialize your character into various categories, and you could play this character multiple times in multiple different games and still have a variety every time. So okay, and then on the back also here, it's going to talk about the actual types, like this is going to give a breakdown of the spell cards. So your keywords, there's a lot of keywords in this game, but it's not too terrible. Your casting value, so you would roll, if I'm not mistaken, 2d6, and you'd have to get a 9+. Actually, kind of hard to pull that one off, unless you have some bonuses. The power level of the spell, the spell effects, and then the XP value. So for each hero this affects, you get 5 XP. And this particular spell is used only during a fight. You and every hero adjacent to you are +1 damage on all attacks until the end of the turn. That's pretty awesome. Tribal Wrath. Anyway, so that's sort of giving you a breakdown of the spell cards. And then again, it gives you the, and I won't go through everything. Sorry, you're probably getting tired to hear me ramble and read on. But Darkness Surge, Darkstone Enhancements, Animal Forms, and then gaining new spells. So this is basically your rule sheet for running the Shaman. Because this is not a core character class that's in the base book. So that's why they give you this. Anyway. All right. Enough of that. All right. So let's take a look at the character here. So they're dual-sided. So you have, your gender, male gender, female gender. So you get to choose. They'll have the same stats. So none of that will change. So, for example, and let me just sort of break this down a little bit for those that aren't familiar. Health is self-explanatory, I think. So you have 10 health starting out. And this can get raised because you can level up your characters. I believe characters go up to level 8 without looking at any of my sort of books. This character has a 12 sanity. Sanity is sort of this is what you would take what are called horror hits against, right? So it's just sanity in your physical damage against your health. And then you have a willpower of 3+ and a defense of 4+. So defense is you would roll this to soak damage, and this would be sort of the same thing except for your horror damage or your sanity damage. The Darkstone Shaman has a 5+ for ranged weapons. So when you roll a d6, you have to get a 5 or 6. And the same thing for melee, except it's a 4+, you would have to get a 4, 5, or 6. And then we look up here, this is your initiative. So it has a starting initiative of 3. And then these are your attributes. So you have agility, cunning, spirit, strength, lore, and luck. And those all correspond with dice. So if I was challenged to make a strength check, I would roll 2d6, and I might need to get a 4+. So if out of those 2 dice I get 1 4, I'm successful. And then as we look down here, you see that the shaman starts with 3 magic. So this you'll start out with 3, and I'm sure there's things that will allow you to increase this, whether it's from leveling or whether it's from objects or items that you acquire. So. And then right here, it's going to tell you your starting abilities. So you have the Tribal Shaman, starts with 1 random spirit magic spell drawn from the battle, protection, or shape-shifting spell decks. So you should start with a random one, and then you're going to draw 2 and choose 1. That's cool. May not use guns, explosives, such as dynamite, or tech items. So the shaman is not going to be able to use sort of your modern day weapons. Now, of course, if they come across anything, from what I can tell, like handheld sort of, spears or any, blunt weapons, bladed weapons, they'll be just fine. And there's plenty of that, and also other sort of dark and foreign weapons as well, from various different worlds that you visit that you can come across, these relics and sort of special items. Anyway, and then you also have Darkstone Enhancement. You may discard Darkstone when casting a spell up to the spell's power level. to add 2 extra casting dice each, even after the roll to cast has been made. Ooh, wow, that is actually pretty. That's pretty deep. I mean, that's tough. That's real tough. All right. And then it tells you your starting items here. You get your shaman staff, and then your darkstone satchel. And there, that's your base character right there. And again, same way on the other side. Okay. So awesome. Let's set the plastic aside for a second. And before we break the cards open, this is your Darkstone Shaman breakdown sheet. As far as this is how you level up. Like, this is the sheet that you would find in the base book. Get it? But again, this is an additional character. So when you level up, you're going to roll on this chart right here. I mean, you know, I guess you could also, you know, I like the roll. I like the randomness, right? But some people like, you know, so maybe you want to choose, right? So you would choose something right here. And then on the back side, this is how you gain sort of your upgrades. So as you gain levels, you go down certain pathways. So you have the spiritual warrior pathway, transformation pathway, Darkstone mastery, and then tribal lore. So if I level up from, let's just say, from 1st to 2nd level, I get to choose one of these. So if I chose tribal lore, I would get +1 to my magic. So come back here. My magic was 3, right? My magic was 3, but now it's a 4. And then, of course, my lore goes up. So now I have a lore 5 dice that I'm rolling, which is awesome. And let's just say I level up again. Well, if I level up again, I can continue down this pathway, or I can start another pathway. So you can have multiple branches going on. So really cool stuff. All right, set that there. Let's take a look at our cards here. All right. These look like the shape-shifting magic spells. Oh, yep, here's your protection. And then here's your battle. Okay. So then let's take a look at battle spells first. Okay. So we have Spirit War. Select an enemy model within 3 spaces as the target. For each casting, roll a 5+ assigned to this spell. Place a sanity marker on that model. Enemies that are keyword ancient or magic are not affected on rolls of 6+ instead of 5+. For each 1 or 2 rolled on any of the casting dice, you may take 1 sanity damage, ignoring willpower. An enemy model is -1 defense for each sanity marker on it, or for each sanity if large size, or each 3 sanity if extra large. Okay, that's cool. And then you also get 5 XP for each sanity number marker placed on an enemy. Cool. All right. We have lightning field. So you need a 7+ to cast this. Use only during a fight. Roll a d6 for every adjacent enemy. On the roll of 5+, it takes 1 wound, ignoring defense, which is nice. Tribal Wrath. We saw that on the back of the sheet there. Call down the storm. Use only during a fight. At the start of each turn, roll a d8. Every enemy with initiative less than the roll has their move reduced to half this turn, rounding up. And on the d6 roll, 5+ is struck by lightning, taking a hit that does d6 + 2 damage. At the start of each turn, the storm ends. At the start of each turn, the storm ends unless the caster spends 2 magic or 1 darkstone. That's awesome. So you can actually keep it going, and then cancel any other weather or storm in play. That's awesome. And 20 XP that's worth. Charged Hatchet. For each casting roll 5+ assigned to the spell, add +1 damage to one of your combat hits this turn. Sweet. So this is sort of, oh, I guess this is maybe something that you can keep in play, right? So, and then we have Warrior Speed, 5+. Select a hero on the same or adjacent map tile, including yourself. Until the end of the turn, the hero gains +1 initiative, +3 move, adds +1 escape test. Wow, sweet. Okay, so that is your battle spells. Those are cool. I like those. Let's take a look at your protection. Astral protection. Yeah, 13 plus on this. Ooh. Choose one of the following darkness. Oh, fine. Darkness deck, any threat deck, encounter deck, or the growing dread stack. Look at the top 2 cards. Ooh, you may choose one of those cards and make a spirit 6+ test. If successful, discard that card, then put the card back in any order. That's pretty tough. And if, again, this, you will hate pretty much darkness cards and encounter, and growing dread cards, all those, and also depending on what the threat is. But yeah, that's pretty tough. Shadow Vision, 15 plus. Wow. Cast a spell when a growing dread card should be added to the stack, or played if successful, cancel the growing dread card. Okay. That's tough. That's good. Spirit Binding. Choose any demon, void, or ghost enemy at the same or adjacent map tile. That model is -1 defense until the end of the turn. And if it tries to move, make a strength 5+ test, or strength 6+. If large size or bigger, if successful, that model may not move this turn. Sweet. I like that. Inner Fire. Choose any hero to on the same or adjacent tile, including yourself. For each cast and roll 4+ signed on the spell, heal 1 sanity damage, gain 5 XP per sanity damage healed from another hero as normal. If at least 1 6+ is assigned to the spell, you may also remove 1 corruption point. Wow. From the target. That's strong too. Ooh, Runic Circle. Place the Runic Circle 3x3 spaces away on the board so that it is completely within 8 spaces. You, any hero in a space of the Runic Circle, may reroll 1 defense roll per turn and heals 2 wounds at the end of each turn unless KO'd. At the start of each turn, the Runic Circle is discarded unless the caster spends. So you again, another spell you can sort of keep going. So, and then Ancestral Shield. Select the hero on the same or adjacent map tile. That hero has an Ancestral Shield that can absorb a total amount of wounds equal to 2 plus the caster hero's level. Nice. These wounds are placed on the shield instead of the hero. After the defense armor, when the Ancestral Shield can hold no more wounds, it is destroyed. At the start of each turn, the Ancestral Shield is discarded unless the caster spends 1 magic. Okay. Very awesome. There we go. There's our spirit magic there with the protection. And then finally, let's look at our shape-shifting, which I'm really actually interested to get into these. So, all right, Eagle Flight. Use the spell only during your activation. Successfully casting the spell replaces the caster's move this turn. Immediately move up to 2d6 spaces. Good lord. Ignoring this escape test and moving through other models and obstacles such as pits or cover terrain. Awesome. Cougar Strike. Use the spell only during your activation. Immediately do a number of basic hits. No modifications to damage equal to your hero level to 1 adjacent model. Oh, wow. Okay. We have Buffalo Charge. Use the spell at the start of your activation and only during a fight. Successfully casting the spell replaces the caster's move this turn. For each casting roll 5+ assigned to the spell, immediately move up to 2 spaces, ignoring the escape test, and may move through other models. Any model move through takes 1 hit. Oh, that does d6 plus your hero's level damage. Wow, no model may be moved through more than once. Okay. Wolf form. Here we go. Here we go. These are the ones that are going to actually change your form. Cast a spell and transform yourself into wolf form. While in this animal form, you gain the bonuses and limitations listed on the animal forms and wolf form cards. You may automatically transform back at the start of your activation on any future turn. Alternatively, you will also automatically transform back if you're KO'd or knocked out of a fight. And they have this for wolf form, 9+ cast, a mouse form, and then you have your bear form. All right, there you go. There's your spells for your Darkstone Shaman. And then what do we have left here? Darkstone Shaman animal form. So this is sort of like your little cheat sheet. While in animal form, the following applies: may not cast other magic or spirit magic, may not equip or use weapons. All other skill stats and abilities remain the same. And then and it talks about the spell cards that you have access to. So this, again, just a little cheat sheet for you. And this right here, Darkstone Shaman casting spell. So, okay, power level and casting value. Each spell has a power level ranging from 1 to 4. After rolling the casting dice, you may choose and assign a number of these dice up to the power level of the spell. Unassigned dice are wasted. If the total of the assigned dice is equal to or greater than the casting value of the spell, It is successfully cast. Awesome. Okay. Darkness Surge, if 2 or more of the unassigned casting dice are doubles, so 1/1, 4/4, etc. Use of Darkstone magic has released evil. Oh no! Draw a darkness card. Well, I guess that's what happens when you are playing with Darkstone. And I don't think I really explained this, but Darkstone is it is insidious. It is powerful. It is corrupting. It is all those things, and it can power fantastical machines and gear and devices, but it also can mutate you and corrupt you and be very terrible at the same time. So yeah, don't you want to get some? No, anyway, so here we go. And then here are your animal forms. Okay, so we have, and so this would give you your stats then for example, your mouse form, +3 initiative, +2 agility, defense 3+, -1 in combat. You automatically pass escape tests, may move through other models, and may even occupy the same space as another model. An enemy model in your space will only hit you on rolls of 6+. Use 1 grit when transforming back with another model in your space to make a growth attack. That model's moved to an adjacent space and takes d6 wounds, ignoring defense. Oh, that's awesome. And then we have our wolf form, +2 to cunning, +2 initiative, +2 move. Once per turn, use 1 grit to howl, causing all adjacent enemies to be -1 defense until the end of the turn. You're +1 combat for each adjacent hero, and +1 in damage on your combat hits if there are no adjacent heroes. Awesome. And then bear form, +2 strength, +1 combat, armor 5+. Use 1 grit to add d3 plus your hero level damage to one of your combat hits. Oof. When you kill an enemy, recover a grit on a d6 roll of 5 or 6. This is awesome. All right. And then we are going to look at the final things here, which we have some, looks like some gear, we have starting gear, and then this will be your sort of specializations for your Darkstone Shaman. So we have our Shaman Staff. It's +1 magic. Once per turn, you may attempt to cancel a darkness card as it is played. Roll a d6. On the roll of 5 or 6, the card is canceled. Otherwise, and this is, what is the P? Otherwise, okay, I think that is a D8 or a D6 standing damage, ignoring willpower. Oof. All right, that's pretty tough though. That's a strong starting equipment there. Darkstone Satchel holds up to 5 Darkstone. Any Darkstone inside is hidden and does not cause corruption hits. That's pretty tough. Okay, that's good. And then gain D3 Darkstone here at the start of each adventure. So yeah, you are inclined it makes sense. Okay, it's sort of in the name, right? As a Darkstone Shaman to use the Darkstone to your advantage. So you're actually going to be like using Darkstone a lot, and in fact starting with quite a bit too. Ooh, look at that. And then a Darkstone Hatchet. So your combat hits are +1 damage, while the darkness in the bottom stage of the depth track, +2 in the middle stage, and +3 in the... So basically, as the game progresses, the darkness is trying... This is a mechanic that you won't know unless you know what I'm talking about. But as you progress, the game will get harder and harder, depending on where you are. And so the darkness is trying to escape the mine or wherever, world you're in at the time. And so as it gets closer to, you losing the game, you're going to get stronger and stronger. That, in essence, that's what that means. So those are all your cards. That's everything, all the cards that come with the Darkstone Shaman. And then I think the final thing is just look at our miniatures here. So let's tear into it if we can. There we go. And nope, there's your bases. I hear them, right? There's your bases for all your characters, and then your different various forms. So okay, that there, and then let's take a look. All right, so this obviously is your bear form. Let me see. Can we get a better view? Let's take a look. Can we get a better view of this? There we go. I think that's a little bit better. Yeah, now you start to see the yeah. See, there's your bear form. There's a part of your wolf. Doesn't look too bad. Yeah, looks good. It looks like a bear paw. And then the other half of your, it's the wolf split in half, right? Okay. And then this is sort of, this looks like the base for, I think that's your wolf base. And then right here, is that the back? What is that? It's probably, okay, it's the back of the bear, right here. And then, yeah, there's your bear head. And there's your mouse. He's a tiny little guy. Yep. And looks like a, what is that? What's he sitting next to? He's like on a rock, and then I don't know what this. Oh, she's in the camera there. I don't know what this is right here. Anyway, there you go. There's that one. And then here is your other. This is obviously, so you have two choices here. So there's your, it's like your male Darkstone Shaman body. And then your female side is over here. And there's one. There's the head. We'll come back over. That's unfortunate. So, I had a camera die in the middle of filming. Let's see if we can, yeah, all right. And that is unfortunate. But, so again, you'll be able to make both versions, which is nice because, you can change it up every time. There's your long staff. That's your, I think, what is that? The Darkstone, Shaman staff. Yep. So, and yeah, these look good. So again, 2 head versions, different sort of, yeah, there's your Darkstone, like, let's see, it wasn't a hatchet, was it? The heck was it? Oh Lord, what am I doing? Yeah, it is a hatchet. So Darkstone hatchet, they've got that. So you can sort of equip each one differently too, right? Some sort of satchel. Anyway. Okay, so that is that, right? So tell me what you think. I know that's I tend to do long unboxings for whatever reason, but there's a lot of content in here. There's a lot, as you can see, that comes with just one character. So we got all the cards, we got the character sheet, we got your plastic sprues with your miniatures. You got your character level up sheet, your upgrade chart. You got your rules for your character, specific rules, and then your tokens. And there you go. That is the Darkstone Shaman hero pack for Shadows of Brimstone. Tell me what you think. I think, like I was saying earlier, Shadows of Brimstone is to me is the, if not, okay, my opinion is one of, if not the greatest, dungeon crawling board game ever made. So yeah, but no, you tell me what you think. No, I have played a number of campaigns. I'm looking to start a new one here soon. Yeah, they just recently had they delivered on a Kickstarter that expanded the Darkstone universe to the Darkstone Adventures, and they have a setting that is sort of a conquistador focused, and then more of a Nordic Viking setting. And no, they're really cool. And I'm really anxious to actually sort of get those to the table. I haven't had a chance yet, so but and then I think I'm gonna look at trying to get those painted as well. if you're like me, you might have a large pile of what we call gray plastic shame, and unfortunately, as many miniatures as there are for this game, there's quite a few that I have that are not painted. So, but that is neither here or there. Thank you for stopping by. If you like this type of content, and if you like me, please like and subscribe. I really like putting these videos together, and then it certainly will help sort of grow this meager channel that I have. Thank you for coming by today. My name is David. This is Two-Handed Board Gaming, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day.